Thank you so much for joining me this morning for our total body Pilates workout. Today is an equipment-free routine. We're going to be doing it all using body weight. We're going to be including a warm-up and a cool down, and we're going to be sculpting our arms, our abs, our glutes, and our thighs. So it is really a complete workout. I really want to thank you for joining me this early. It's a beautiful sunny day where I am. I hope your day is off to a great start, no matter what time you're tuning in. So let's go ahead and get right into a warm-up to get us prepared for this workout. So I'm going to start off in an all fours position. I'm going to begin by sending my right leg back, sending my left leg back, holding in plank, and pushing up into downward dog. So really lift the hips up toward the ceiling. If this is your first downward dog of the day, you're probably going to want to really bend your knees here to get that lift. We're going to come forward again, lower the knees, and push back toward the heels, keeping the heels lifted off the mat. Then we're going to shoot forward back into our plank. Lift those hips nice and high, stretching and elongating. Good. Lower the knees and stretch it back. Good. Shoot forward. Lift abdominal wall as you do so. Scoop the lower abs in, lift the hips, stretch and elongate. Lower the knees and send those hips back, lengthening through the tailbone. Shoot forward. Abs are in. Lift up nice and high with those hips. Drop the knees, stretch the shoulders, stretch the spine. Good. Nice way to wake up the abs. Wake up the spine and stretch and lengthen, mobilizing the shoulders and the hips. Good. Last one. Lift and come forward into your plank. We're going to hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Nice work. Come to the top of your mat. Lower your left forearm down to the floor. Extend your right leg out on a diagonal. We're going to lift and lower that right leg to further mobilize the hip and really start to engage the glutes and the thighs. So I want you to point the toe, that big toe, lengthening it through the air as though you're drawing a line up and down using that big toe. I want you to really elongate the spine here. Keep those shoulders down away from the ears for 3 and 2 and 1. Lower down. Amazing. Now we're going to come over onto the other side. I'd like you to lower that right forearm down to the mat. Extend left leg out on a diagonal and start moving that left leg up and down. Lengthening through left toes. Lengthening through the spine, mobilizing the hip joint. Good work. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Return to your all fours position. We're going to drop the belly, rolling the shoulders down and back. And then lift the belly, rounding through the spine. So we're lowering the belly, arching the spine, and then lifting the belly, rounding the spine, moving on the breath. Good. Inhale and exhale for 3 and 2. Push mat away. And last one. Nicely done. Bring the spine back into neutral. Make sure you're at the top of your mat. We're going to step the right leg back, step the left leg back, hold in high plank for 3, 2, and 1, and lower down. Amazing work. From this position, we're going to stretch our arms out long. Legs are about shoulder distance apart here. Spine is really lengthened, and your gaze is down on the mat. From here, we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to lift the arms, hovering the chest up off the mat, and then inhale to lower. Exhale, lift, hover the chest, lengthen through the spine, and lower. Lift, and lower. Lift, don't lift your head, keep your gaze on your mat, and lower. Every time you lift, I want you to think about length over height. So I want you to lengthen through your spine, out through the crown of your head as you stretch those arms and hover that chest. Good. For 3, and 2, and last 1. I want you to sweep your arms around and drop your hands down by your sides. From here, my chest is hovering off the floor. I'm going to inhale here and exhale, lift the arms and kind of draw them in as close to each other as possible, squeezing the upper back muscles. Lower, let your hands come out to the sides and lift. Hover the chest, drawing those arms together. Lower and lift, squeezing upper back muscles together. Lower and lift, contracting, knitting those upper back muscles together, using that shoulder strength. Gaze stays down on the mat. Lift that chest, lengthen out through the crown of the head. We've got 6. Nice work. 5, lift a bit higher if you can. For 3, squeeze the backs of the arms at the same time. For 2, and final 1. Hold, squeeze arms and shoulders together for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come by the sides. We're gonna lift ourselves up into a all fours position. Amazing work. We're gonna stay at the top of our mat here, so we eventually have room to stretch our legs out behind us. We're gonna start off with some shin lifts, but we're just gonna get into our shoulder positioning before we do so. So I'd like you to drop your chest down between your shoulders, keeping your arms straight, and then push the mat away, broadening across those shoulders. So we're lowering, and then we're pushing the mat away. We're retracting the shoulders, letting them draw in close together, and then we're protracting the shoulders as we push the mat away, creating space between the shoulder blades. Let's take a couple more of those. Inhale, retract, exhale, protract. Inhale, retract, shoulder blades come together, exhale, protract. Last one, retract and protract those shoulders, and then bring them into neutral. So when we come up into our shin lift, we want our shoulders slightly protracted. We're gently pushing the mat away, and we want to keep our wrists below our shoulders. I'd like you to curl your toes here. Make sure those knees are right below your hips. We're inhaling to prepare, and exhale to hover the knees up off the mat so that our shins are parallel with the floor, creating a nice flat line with the back. Holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Nice work. Now we're going to go into some knee taps from our shin lift position. So we're inhaling and exhaling into our shin lift. Lower the knees, inhale, and lift to hover. Exhale. Inhale and exhale. Lower and lift. Now as you lift, I want you to really plug your belly into your spine. Make sure you're not lifting your knees too high. Remember, your shins should be parallel with the floor with every lift. Keep those shoulders positioned over the wrists. Good work. We've got 5, 4, power up through those shoulders. 3, nice work. 2, I know these are tough, you can do it. And last 1, amazing. Relax it down. Nicely done. Now we're gonna add on to this. We're gonna add a leg extension on either side between 2 shin lift taps. So we're gonna lift, tap, tap. Step the right leg out, step the left leg out, right leg in, left leg in. Tap, tap. You've got this. Step it out and in. Tap those knees for 1 and 2. Step it out and back in. Keep it up. Nice work. I know it's tough, but we're really strengthening our upper body, strengthening our core. Good. Try not to let your shoulders come back behind your wrists. You want to keep them right over those wrists. Good. That helps with stability, building well developed strength in that upper body. Tap, tap, step it out, and in. Last set. Tap, tap. Ooh, my shoulders are burning. And in. Lower your knees. Take them nice and wide and stretch it back. Regulating the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Nicely done. Give your shoulders a little bit of a roll. We're going to go into some one-arm push-ups. So I'd like you to stack your knees and your hips, plug belly in, and we're going to take the hand out to the side. We want to be creating a nice flat line with this torso area. We want our wrist to be in line with our elbow and our shoulder. Now from here, I'm just going to lower the upper body down, bend at the elbow, and then push up. Lower and push up. Lower and push up. So as you push up, I want you to put weight into the heel of your hand and really focus on using that arm to lower your torso down and push it back up. You may need to move your hand a little bit closer to your torso or a little bit further away. Just experiment with that. Find that sweet spot where you can really feel those muscles firing as you lift and lower. I want you to keep your shoulders down away from your ears. Nice work. For 4, 3, 2, belly's plugged in. And last one, we're going to come down and hold. Take the other arm over the head, lengthen through the neck and hold in your bend for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my goodness, that was tough. Okay, good work. Now we're going to come over and do the other side. Okay, bending at the knees, stacking the hips, taking that opposite arm out. Hand comes on the hip or behind the head, whatever's more comfortable for you. Find that spot where you really feel the arm working. I can feel this in my triceps as well as in my bicep. Good. I'm lowering and lifting, keeping the neck nice and long. Using that arm to push up off the mat. Weight is in the heel of the hand here. Make any little adjustments you need to really feel it. Good. Push mat away. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Keeping the tension on those arms. Good. For 4 and 3. Last 2. And final 1. We're coming down and holding. Arm comes over. Reach, reach, reach for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. Cross your legs. And let's just stretch out those shoulders a little bit. So taking my hand, my arm across my body, applying a little bit of pressure to the back of the arm as we stretch the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Release. Let's switch sides. Crossing that arm over the body, stretching. Feels good. Breathing deeply here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Nicely done. Now we're going to get into our ab work. So I'd like you to roll down one vertebra at a time, bringing head, neck, and shoulders down onto the mat. From here, we're going to bring the legs into tabletop. We're going to glue the inside of the feet together, and we're going to open the knees and close the knees, keeping the inside of the feet glued together. Toes are pointed. We're going to start off with our hands on our lower abdominals, because I want us to really make sure we're connecting the core engagement with the breath with this one and all of our ab exercises. So we're going to inhale, open the knees. And then as we exhale, we're squeezing the legs back together and drawing the abs down toward the spine. Inhale, abs relatively relax. And as we exhale, we pull belly in toward the spine. Inhale and exhale. I want you to feel that core engagement. with your hands. Notice your belly drawing down away from your fingertips every time you close those knees and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Tighten both sides of your rectus abdominis together as you breathe out, creating a nice tight seam running up the middle of the body. Good. If you're feeling strong there, we're going to add some crunches. So we're inhaling and we're exhaling to come up and closing the knees. Inhaling to lower, exhale to come up. Inhale, lower, exhale, curl and crunch up. Nice work. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Good. Breathing out to lift, peeling shoulder blades up off the mat. And drawing those knees together. For 3 and 2 and last 1. Amazing work. Lower your feet down to the floor. Great. Now we're going to come back into tabletop. We're going to place the hands behind the head. Fingers are interlaced. From here, I'm going to extend my right leg out long, draw it down, circle it up, and back to tabletop. Lower down, left leg, crunch up, and then lower down. Right leg, crunch up, and lower down. So we're circling the legs around by drawing them down and lifting them back into tabletop. As you're coming up, you're crunching up. If that's too much for head, neck, and shoulders, just leave them down on the mat. Good work. Nicely done. Alternating sides, really lengthening through those toes. Adding a crunch if you can. Lowering head, neck, and shoulders back down between each repetition with control. Let's go. 4, 3, nice work. 2, and 1. Amazing. Lower your feet down to the floor. Okay, from here, we're going to take our hands on either side of our tailbone, palms facing down. We're going to use the hands to support the low back to start off with. Our legs are squeezing together. Knees are pulled in toward the chest. From here, we're going to draw big circles with both of our legs. So we're going to extend the legs out long, lift them up, and circle them in. Extend the legs out long, lift up, and draw the knees in. Inhale, and exhale to lift and bring the knees in. Inhale, send the legs out. Exhale, lift and bend. Good. Move slowly and with control, keeping the legs squeezing together, supporting the low back with the hands. For 3 and 2 and last 1. Now we're going to reverse directions. We're going to lower the legs and bring the knees in. Lift, lower, and knees come in. Lift head, neck, and shoulders if you feel comfortable doing so, resting your head on top of your shoulders. As you circle those knees back into the chest. Good. You're tightening your core. And breathing out. For 3 and 2 and last 1. And bring knees in. Amazing work. Now for this next exercise, you can either have your hands on either side of your tailbone to support, or you can come up into a crunch position. We're going to extend the legs out long, either perfectly straight or with a bend. Legs are hip distance apart. We're going to start fluttering the legs in the air. Straighten if you can. Toes are pointed. Good. lifting up in your crunch or keeping head, neck, and shoulders safely on the ground. Good, fluttering. Give it all you've got. Final push here with the abs. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Lower legs down to the mat. Roll over onto your stomach. Coming up like so, or all the way up onto those palms, stretching out the abdominals. Good. Breathing in through the nose, melting shoulders down away from the ears, and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Lower down. We're going to come up into an all fours position. So I'm going to drop down onto my forearms here. Elbows are below the shoulders and the knees are below the hips. From here, I'm going to bend my right leg. I'm going to tap the knee and lift. Tap and lift. Getting into our glute work here. So start off nice and slow, really engaging the glutes as you lift and lower, focusing on those right glutes. Lengthening through the spine and contracting the abdominal wall up toward the ceiling to protect the back as you lift and lower that right knee. Good. Squeeze your bum at the top of the lift, focusing on the gluteus maximus muscles here. Good. Let's go 4. Keep that neck nice and long. 3, 2, and 1. I'd like you to hold on an extension. From here, we're going to tap the toes down to the mat and lift. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. Simple leg lifts here. Squeezing the glute, lengthening the thighs with every lift. I want you to engage your core. Inhale to lower. Exhale to lift that leg. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold at the top of the lift, little pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the knee down. We're going to come over onto our sides. So that was my right leg I was working. I want my right leg on top. I'm going to get into the gluteus medius here. So from this position, we're going to lift just the lower parts of the leg, stack the hips and the knees. We're going to go into an elevated version of clam. If this is too much with the lower legs lifted, I want you to keep them down on the mat. We're focusing on keeping the top hip stacked on top of the lower hip. The toes are pointed, and we're engaging the side booty as we lift and lower that top leg. Good. Amazing. Keep it up. Nice work. I want you to really squeeze the side bum with every lift for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Stretch the bottom leg out long. Tap the knee to the floor and extend. Tap, extend. Tap, extend. Tap the knee down and extend. Good. Really squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs, pointing hard through the toe with every extension for 4, 3, 2, final 1. We're going to come out and hold and pulse the leg up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. You've got this. 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing work. Now we're going to do the other side. So come to the top of your mat, drop down onto those forearms. Focusing on those left glutes now. Bend the left knee and lift the big toe up toward the ceiling. Tapping and lifting. Focusing our attention on the left glutes doing the work. Lengthen out through that spine. Gaze stays down on the mat. Breathe out to lift and engage the core every time you breathe out. Nice work. Squeeze that bum. Lift, lift. Nice work. Protect the lower back. Keep the core engaged for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend the leg out long. Going into those leg lifts. Really simple exercise, very effective. You want your hips square with the mat here, and you want to try to keep your torso from rocking around. We certainly don't want arching happening in the spine. So if you can't lift your leg quite as high, that's fine. We're focusing on form over height here. Breathe out to lift. Really point through that big toe. You want to keep all the muscles in the leg activated. Make the most out of this exercise. For 6, 5, nice long relaxed neck. 2, and 1. Hold at the top of the lift. Pulse. Little controlled pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Nice work. Final couple of exercises. Come down onto your side, left leg on top. Stack your hips, knees, and ankles. Point your toes. Keep your lower legs down or elevate them up and get right into that clamshell. Nice. You can place your hand on your glute. Make sure it's really firing with every lift. Good. Core is engaged. Shoulders are down away from the ears. 6, 5, abs in. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the legs. Stretch the lower leg out long. Bend and tap the knee down to the floor, and then extend out long. Tap, extend, tap, extend. Give it all you've got. Make those kickouts really powerful. Point hard through the toe, flex the calves, the thighs, work the side booty. For 6, 5, relax your shoulders. 2, and 1. Hold at the top and pulse it up. Good. For 10, 9, 8, 7. Abs engaged for torso stability. 3, 2, and 1. Relax it down. Amazing work. We have time for a quick stretch. So come into an all fours position. Step back into plank and fold your right leg under your body, coming into pigeon pose. I'd like you to roll your shoulders down and back. Really elongate through the spine. You can look to the right and back to center. Look to the left and back to center. Take your hands down on the mat, back to plank. Fold your left leg under your body. Come up onto those hands. Lift and lengthen through the spine. Look to the right, stretching through the neck, and back to center. Look through the left, look to the left, and back to center. Nice work. Come, bring the knees down on the mat. Lengthen your hands out in front of your shoulders, curl your toes. Push up and back into a downward dog. Hang out here for a moment. Let your head hang between your shoulders. Upper back is really nice and flat. And we're just going to pedal out the feet, drawing alternating heels down to the mat, keeping those hips elevated, keeping the back nice and flat. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knees softly down to the mat. Turn and face me. We're going to lift our shoulders up by our ears. Inhale. And exhale, roll them down and back for 2. And last one, rolling those shoulders down and back. Amazing work. I'm just looking on my laptop here. Thank you so much for all your wonderful comments and for joining me this morning. It was a great workout and I hope you feel fantastic. I look forward to moving again with you next time. See you guys soon. Bye everybody. Have a nice day.